Uh, yes, and your youth, mm, you must have uh, read and heard and listened many a times that Mirza Sahib have used a filthy language and very abusive language, and he has written 1,000 times curse Lanatullah Kazibin to his opponent. Uh, I just want to make my point with another angle that a person who is the claimant of prophethood, if you look at the history, if you look at Quran, we don't see any example that any prophet have used as such curse if the opponent is not listening to them and are something like they are opposing, or even they are using a harsh and such even abusive language against the prophets. The prophets never used this kind of language, abusive and cursing, all that. On top of that, Mirza Sahib himself admits that Momin Lan nahi hota, Momin does not curse anyone. So Mirza Sahib is like literally, I can show you that in this, I'll try to show you the picture of that. Mirza Sahib's book where he is like, look at that. These are the, literally he has written that one curse, Lanatullah has been 1, 2, 3, and he's writing from 1 to 1,000 times. 3, 4 pages he have written. He's talking, Mirza Ghulam Sahib is talking about one of the Christian priests whose name was Ahmaduddin, Padri Ahmaduddin, priest Ahmaduddin. He was first Muslim and then he became a Christian, and he denied. He said this is not the wording of Allah. This is, he said, this book is nothing, is a very common. Yes, we agree that the opponents, they used to say this kind of thing. Now, if Mirza Sahib didn't like, if Mirza Sahib thinks that they are hurt, he is hurt, then he could say in Quranic language, okay, no problem. If you don't think, then leave the matter on Allah, and Allah will decide who's right and who's wrong. Why Mirza Sahib used this kind of curse and language against him, although he used about Quran and about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, some bad words and abusive language. But that does not mean that if the dog is barking on you, you will bark on dog, or dog bites you, are you going to bite the dog? You are a human being, and that is the animal. You are a claimant of prophethood. He is a person who's opposing you. Are you going to, on his level, that what kind of language he's using, are you going to use that kind of language? No, I don't think so. The civilized person even cannot have this kind of behavior. What Mirza, sorry to say, what Mirza Ghulam Sahib have shown. Now Mirza Ghulam Sahib, let me give you on this one. He's writing about him. और जानना चाहिए कि हर एक शख्स जो वल्दुल हलाल है और ख़राब औरतों और दज्जाल की नस्ल में से नहीं है, वो दो बातों में से एक बात ज़रूर इख्तियार करेगा, या तो इसके बाद द्रोह गोई और इफ्तरा से बाज आ जाएगा, या हमारे इस रिसाला जैसा रिसाला बनाकर पेश करेगा. Now, if you look at this one here, Mirza Sahib actually again have used Zuriyatul Bagaya, and he translated Zuriyatul Bagaya in Kharab Aurton, means those women who are not noble and who are not the good women, who are like the bad women, like that. He is using the same word Zuriyatul Bagaya, that who is not the from the noble woman. Definitely he will adopt one thing. Either he will make some of that kind of like the text, or write down a book like that. What we are writing in response to our book, he will definitely write down, or he will stop lying and he will stop using this kind of. That's the very good. I mean, we do appreciate that, offering this one, that okay, either you come up with the same kind of a text what I'm writing, you respond the same way, or you stop it. Writing, what kind of state of mind Mirza Sahib was at that time when he was start writing, oh, curse 1, curse 2, Lanatullah al-Kazibin 1, 2, 3. Literally he wrote that on 4 pages, 1,000. Now, he admits that the moment the person who is on the height of Iman is never cursed to the others, because all the people are safe from his hand, like writing any kind of abuses and curses, or he could use the language, or his mouth delivering this kind of curses. I mean, just think about that one, that what brought him to that situation, that condition where he sat down and literally he wrote that 1,000 curse on that one. This message, this gives you a very clear-cut message that Mirza Sahib was like an extremist person. He was not like that one, that somebody says something and if he's not someone listening or someone is opposing, that he will let the person go. No, this is a very clear-cut indication and the proof, very by his own hands, that he was a very extremist person. He was he was not going to spare anybody, just okay, never mind, he will ignore. No, he never ignored anyone. If somebody like used one bad word, he used 10 bad words. He abused in his and some others I will give you some other time, those his abusive language and the abuses he to others, to his opponents. I will quote some other time. But here I showed you the 4 pages he have literally written that the curse Lanatullah al-Kasibin. And if you will say that the Quran does not support this one, and if Allah have used this one, you should study that the Quran in the context what Allah is saying. There is no one have the right to do that one, what Allah, because Allah knows, and Allah is, if something is saying, then you cannot take yourself up to that level where Allah is, then you will say, okay, I'm on the level of Allah. No, there is not at all. That is not acceptable. So Mirza Sahib was like a kind of, we can say, a sick-minded person, or his level was so low that he used these kind of things. As I said before, if the dog bites somebody, some human being does not bite the dog. If the dog barks on someone, the person does not bark on dog. We have to show that what kind of a civilized person at least won't use that one. What a claimant of the prophethood, Mirza Sahib was the claimant of prophethood, he have used this kind of a curse. So I hope you will think about that one, and definitely you will condemn this, and you will not appreciate that whatever Mirza Sahib did the wrong, and you will have the courage to accept this one. It's just a food for thought. Whatever the things I'm coming, I'm just bringing to your knowledge. Thank you very much, and we will continue this. Thanks.